My Villain Academia is, without a doubt, the most anticipated and beloved arc of the My Hero Academia manga, and so, as the anime has started adapting it, many of us look to it and wonder how well are they going to do it justice, as Season 5 has generally been sort of controversial in its approach to adapting the material. So, I thought, I don't really do episode reviews, so instead, how about I now weekly review these episodes in terms of adaptation and specifically how much was cut and changed from the manga. Because this is the first episode, I want to very quickly disclaim this. This is being done with no disrespect or ill will towards the staff and the production committee of the My Hero Academia anime. Certain changes just happened because TV anime is a hellscape of constraints and limitations, and while they can be frustrating, it's important to direct our anger into the right positions, which usually are shareholders and executive boards, and we can't really reach them. Do not take this video or anything that I say in here as fuel to then attack the animators, the production staff, the writers. They do their absolute best. I sincerely believe they are all completely invested in doing this. That being said, I do believe that it is important to catalog these changes, both so that we can have an understanding of how this adaptation is working out, and for anime onlys to have an idea of what they might be missing out on by not reading the manga. This video will purely give you this information. There is no judgment and no ill will intended here, and I ask you to do the exact same as well in the comments. With that out of the way, let's get right into the first episode of My Villain Academia, which is Season 5, Episode 20. Now, this episode is very well directed and mostly focuses on the conflict between Shigaraki, Gigantomachia, and the Doctor. And immediately the first thing you'll notice is the entire chapter 220, which is the original first chapter of My Villain Academia, is pretty much cut out. The only parts of chapter 220 that make it in are the very end when Gigantomachia appears. Everything beforehand, gone. The creature ejection clan scene is nowhere to be seen. In this scene, we are seeing the League of Villains fighting for their lives against a Ku Klux Klan-esque formation that hates mutant-type quirks. This shows us the sort of inner workings of the villain world, and it also shows us that our League of Villains is completely at rock bottom now, trying their hardest to just get by stealing from other terrorists and criminals. Spinner's narration doesn't really do much aside from a single scene later on, and maybe most egregiously, the League squabble is cut, a scene where we see the League showing that they are at rock bottom, fighting against each other and being generally pretty tense, as well as a scene that shows Dabi coming in and saying that he's recruiting new members and just burning everyone because no one's correct. However, this scene could get reintroduced, I can see that later on, because you can just do that as a flashback, and it is somewhat important, so it would be weird for it to just remain absent. Another scene that has been cut and is nowhere to be seen here is Reed Destro's introduction, meaning his entire character backstory, his motivation, his scene with Miyashita at the Detnerat Corporation. All that is not here. And, well, while I expected it to be here, it does seem that it has been moved to the next episode, as a few shots from it do appear in some previews and teasers. So, fingers crossed, I think this has a good chance of making it in. The scene in the Doctor's lab sees mostly two big changes, but none of them are, super important. The Doc, in the manga, threatens the League of Villains with sending them back to Gigantomachia to get killed if they get too close to him, showing that the Doctor is very paranoid and doesn't want anyone to get too close to his real identity. This does not happen in the anime, it's completely cut. And another thing that is slightly changed is that when Shigaraki displays his motives in the manga, we get this collage that shows us all these things that he wants to destroy, including the villain from the second My Hero movie, 9. This, again, does not make an appearance in the anime, instead he just talks about his goals. There are only really two more small changes, namely that Skeptic's Gorilla Goon is removed from his introduction, which, okay, that's kind of bizarre, and Giran's fingers are not clearly shown in any of the shots, which makes sense. This is a kids show airing in a kids time block, so you wouldn't really show a severed finger. It doesn't bode well for Shigaraki's backstory, but hey, it could all still get worked out. I'm not one to judge. So, in conclusion, episode 20 of season 5 of My Hero Academia adapts My Villain Academia in a very abridged format. And I don't know how to tell you this, but you have to just accept it. There is going to be more cuts. We only have 5 more episodes left to the season. Yeah, 5 more episodes. And, well, there just is too much content, and we're probably gonna have a final episode that's dedicated to the students. So, it is what it is. It's frustrating, but again, no hate, no disrespect to the staff. We just have to accept that this is the reality of TV anime adaptation. It sucks, but what can we do? As always, thank you for watching, and a big thank you to all our patrons, including Daniel Garcia, Fictionape, Cini, Victor Perez, Cesar Londono, Ignis, James and Tate, Mr. Meander, and Paracha. Thank you all, I appreciate the heck out of you all watching this, and I'll see you around next week for the next episode of this. See you around, bye bye.